never thought I'd be able to paint a flower. I really didn't. I really just was like, I'll keep trying to, I'll waste some paint and see what kind of happens. But I never thought it would happen. It still kind of surprises me, like, how much, like, my art or even the story, like, impacts others. Like, I went to school and got in all this debt for this whole degree, but this other thing that I just, learned on a whim and poured all my time into and learned on my own has given me all the opportunities, like, that I could ever ask for. So, like, that is just very hard to wrap my brain around.
Yeah, I got a ribbon! Oh, thank you!
My name's Shakia Harris. I'm 34 years old. I'm currently an oil painter. I own a mini art gallery and art studio. I am the oldest child. I have 5 siblings. As the oldest, I had to take on a lot of responsibility. I would help them get ready for school. I'd help them after school. So it was kind of natural for me to kind of like take that role. In college, I decided to pivot to something that always seemed to come naturally to me, which was to teach. And so I decided then to become a special education teacher, and I did that for 7 years. I had already made amends with the fact that, I wasn't coming into a high-paying job. There was going to be stress and I was going to be overworked, but at the time I just felt like it was going to be worth it, and I just really couldn't see myself doing anything else. I did not anticipate having to take such an active role in like caring for my students. I had a whole station in my classroom where I would brush their teeth and floss, and we would do their hair, and I would be sending stuff home with them because I went to a really poor school. I had a lot of families where drug use was prominent. Every year we would have a family at the school where a parent would pass away. It was really draining to try to show up for the kids, still, show up and try to be a healthy adult. That's what made it so hard to walk away, the babies. It's something that's still like, I still struggle to talk about. Oh, I can feel myself get emotional. That's something that I fought for a long time and I still struggle with. I think that had the home invasion not happened, I just would have been more emotionally available. That situation depleted me in a way to where I just did not have the bandwidth. I was living in Lexington. Me and my husband, he was my boyfriend at the time, we were dating. So we were sitting on the couch in the living room watching TV. They had kicked in that rear door and bum rushed into the living room here. And so there were 3 guys, they all had guns, they all had masks. And when they came in, they're screaming and hollering. And so what would happen is as they're searching the rooms and they're not finding anything, they're getting more and more aggravated, more and more aggressive. I just was like, they're gonna kill us either way. So I turned over and I looked at, I was like, I have a feeling when I turn my head, they're gonna shoot me. So I'm just gonna turn my head and get a look at Mitch one last time. Cause it's gonna be any minute now. And just like the amount of like, I really can't communicate like how scary it was to like, just like turn my head. Cause I just knew, that was gonna be the thing to trigger it all. But I turned over and I looked over at Mitch, and the guy, he kept yelling, saying like, stop looking at my face, stop looking at my face. But they left. They took what they could. They totally destroyed the space. That whole situation like significantly impacted my ability to do my job. It really did. I felt so much shame and I felt so just exposed and raw. I just remember being on the floor and just hyperventilating and just, I don't know how to explain it. It just is like, if you ever had a panic attack, you understand, but it was just horrible. Yeah, that was the big crack in the foundation, I think. It's not what's wrong with you, it's what happened to you. And I just thought that shift was so powerful. Just like sometimes stuff happens, granted you can't rewrite your whole life, but you can change what happens, in the future. After the home invasion, I had a counselor who suggested having a creative hobby to help manage some of the symptoms. I thought that was honestly, I thought that was a skill like you either have or you don't. It was relatively immediate, I think, when I realized like, oh wow, like all this time passed and I didn't even realize it. Like this is really great. I feel like at that point I had an understanding that you're not going to be great at anything you try. So I just kind of was like, I'm going to embrace the suck. It literally was just for my eyes, really.
I saw these beautiful pieces of art that had come from such a dark experience. She was anxious. She couldn't be in the apartment by herself. But when she was painting, it was like she was lost in a different world and just completely outside of that aspect of the trauma. And she had only been doing it for such a short period of time. I could see the talent and the drive in her. And I was like, these are really good. And she just brushed it off. She was like, nobody's going to want these. Nobody wants to buy these. I pushed her. I said, these are beautiful. Part of me was like, we're not gonna have enough room in the rest of this apartment if you keep painting.
Like, well, I'll open an Etsy, but I'll put it under like a pseudonym instead, just to kind of see. It was Tavolino Nero. It just means like little black table, but it was just like literally like that's what I painted. I painted on this itty bitty little like folding black table in the corner of the room where I would like teach and stuff in. I did that in July, and by August I was getting commissions. I hated sharing my artwork at first. It was so scary. Once you put something out there, like you can't control how people are going to receive it. Tyler, the creator, he has a really good interview where he talks about like, so what if you look stupid? Like keep showing your stuff out to the world. Like you work too hard on this. Surely the more you participate in this process, you're going to feel better about it. Every year that I was in business, I was continuously growing, and obviously I was growing as an artist too. If you commit yourself to working hard and showing up and being consistent, even, during the learning process, then, you can make a lot of really good things happen.
Welcome. Thank you. Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you as well.
Really?
And I wanted local art because I live in Simpsonville, but I'm moving further out. But I'm having to redecorate everything now. So I was like, I want original art. And so I did a search and you came up like immediately.
That's so cool.
For local. I forget like what website you popped up on, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so wonderful. I appreciate
No
that.
problem.
Yeah, I just moved into this space about a month ago. I live over in Shelbyville, so not too far from here.
No, not at all.
Right, yes. But I'm here to support. I love all the art stuff.
Awesome.
I'm from Louisville, went to Manual.
Oh, did you really?
Was in the visual art magnet, so this is my thing
That's wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
there's the art goes right around the corner too.
Okay.
And then everything in here is in progress. Like I said, you can get in as close as you want to. Yeah.
I've never been able to tackle like more whimsical art, like abstract art or more like scenic art. I was always portrait based. So I always feel an emotional tether to it. The only way I can describe like how I connect to it is just if I look at it and it kind of like takes my breath away. Like, oh, okay, like I'm feeling something. I don't know what I'm feeling. It could be a little bit of sadness, a little teary eye or something. But I usually just use that as my inspo to say, okay, like I really like this piece and there's something behind it, even if I don't know what her specific intent was. Well, one is the placement. So, like the flowers are floating, so they're not like grounded. So about this side is like kind of like mentally textured, but this is like the drippings of it. I don't know. It's something about how it's flowing. It's just, I don't know. It's getting me.
I've learned that so much of just art in general is just about like the connection to the artist.
Chorus of clouds.
Mm-hmm. And they're all anemones is what the flower is called. But the original painting is that size.
I don't have enough walls. I'm putting your name out there.
I appreciate it.
I don't know. You don't know me, but I'm so proud. Like when I saw your stuff, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be driving. I gotta do it. I gotta go.
Do you live in Louisville now?
I live in
or-
Lexington.
Oh, you drove from Lexington?
Well, yeah. So I didn't do two.
Can I give you a hug?
I did 2 in 1, right? I'm still an artist. I still have the spare canvas that's set on the wall or set in the corner forever that I haven't touched. So maybe today, maybe when I get home, I'll just say, okay, let's do it. Let's not worry about what I have to do. Let's do it.
Can I pull you out? Oh, you still in? Oh, biscuits. Yeah. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
The chalk away, so we'll have to make some new chalk drawings. You want to draw today with chalk, or is it too cold?
Oh, is it a ladybug? Those dang ladybugs.
All right, are we doing our numbers, or are we coloring Bluey?
I think wait up.
Okay, all right, I'll set Bluey to the side. You want some crackers or veggie straws?
I want veggies.
Okay, all right, veggie straws. My growth mindset, like, I believe everyone is capable of growth. Like, there is some change, some forward momentum that is possible. When I look at how much I've accomplished with as few resources and like formal training as I have, it doesn't make sense for me to believe anything different. Like, it really doesn't. When people hear my story or see what I've accomplished, that they think that like kind of most of my problems were solved from being in front of a canvas. The business side actually of painting healed more than the process side. Putting myself into a situation to where like, you know, I'm having to face my imposter syndrome straight on and develop the self-worth and the confidence. It's done a lot for, you know, my mental health and my mental well-being. It really has. It's so interesting like how big the creative world can be.